Now, oh, I forgot to update the number. I apologize. So I apologize for everybody who is watching the VOD right now, who is expecting more gameplay. We'll get to the gameplay. Don't worry. We'll cover more of this in just a second. Yeah, Ghost Infrastructure Driven. I've got to share this fever dream. Okay, so I get up a little late because stayed up late. That's on me. That's on me. Um, get breakfast, come down, sit down, and I was doing a very brief amount of research for something unrelated to any of this. And by total coincidence, I pulled out a video in a private window. Now, I don't know if anybody else has been having this issue lately, but when I do a private window, my ad blocker suddenly stops working. This is a very recent thing. This is just within the last couple of weeks. It's very frustrating. Um, it's almost as frustrating as Melkor Blade donating to me. I don't know how I deal with that. It's terrible. But anyways, I haven't figured out what's actually causing it. I don't even know where to look for it. I'll look at it. The point being, though, the relevant point is that as a direct consequence of doing that, an ad played. And this was what we call the beginning of the rabbit hole. Because this ad was so bonkers crazy that I felt compelled to sit and listen to it. And yes, I view block origins. Yeah, so this ad, I'm sorry, give me a second, Malcolm Blake. Give me a second. I want to get this all. This ad, I'm debating if I want to tell you this in reverse order or in linear order, because it was a gentleman who was talking about, it was a big old fat guy, I'm going to say it bluntly, who was talking about being a current member of a Spec Ops force who was a ex-veteran who, of course, got a Purple Heart. If you get it, you get it. And the whole thing sounded like a political ad. He was talking about how America's going to be under attack and our enemies are going to destroy us, not from military force, but by starving us to death. And they're going to destroy America's farmland. Pause. How many of you know how much farmland is in this goddamn country? On pause. So, but our enemies, never named, by the way, never mentioned, our enemies are going to destroy America's farmland, and we're going to be starving, and people are going to. And it was just like several minutes of rough, brutal, like straight for the jugular fear mongering, talking about people fighting over each other and kill. It's straight out of The Walking Dead, like except being said in a very serious tone, as if The Walking Dead was anything other than what it is. Right? I can't even do it. I can't even do it for longer than a few seconds. And so, don't worry though. When those also the government is apparently going to completely shut down and will do nothing about the fact that the enemy is going to destroy all the farmland of the country. And after several minutes of this just blatant, nonsensical fearmonger, I kept watching because I wanted to see what the point was, right? Because the whole thing sounded like a political ad. It's actually not. It's a scam. So when it gets to the further on part, it's like, it turns out that the enemy is going to destroy this. But while the woke millennials, which I remind you are people in their 40s and 50s at this point, but when the woke millennials are dying, they won't be laughing. They'll be starving. And I'm just sitting here like, oh, okay. And sure. And it's you need to hoard food and hold gold. And I give out an emergency broadcast. Now, I can't share the emergency broadcast here for obvious reasons. Never explained, by the way, just for obvious reasons we can't share the emergency broadcast. But you should go to my website. And I'm like, okay. So I pull up a shell to try and trap whatever virus garbage nonsense is on there. It's a food pack. It's like selling MRIs for way more than they're worth. That's it. That's all it is. This like 5-minute ad of nonsense, of rampant, brutal, dumb fear-mongering was just to sell some stupid thing. And I'm like, but this was only about halfway down the rabbit hole because I got curious. Turns out the ad I just listened to was AI generated and AI voiced. There are actually quite a few of these, apparently, and they all are the same overall approach, every single one of them. Every single one of them is very, 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 very low quality. They all use the same guy. It's the same guy in every single one of these. The voice is a little bit different in each of them, but it's always visually the same dude. And it always uses the same style of like pushing out the text to fearmonger and talking in this kind of a voice. And every single one of them is to sell something so banal and stupid. Like, I don't even mean like selling guns or whatever. No, there was this one that was just selling boots. Just boots. Yeah, exactly. It's not a real person. That's right. It is actually an amalgam generation of prepper memes. That's absolutely right. Every single one of them was also hitting the exact same bullet points. Like if you pull out the script of each of these particular ads, I'm a Purple Heart and a veteran and a member of Spec Ops. Every single one of them. This person who doesn't exist, who is not a real person. There is no person here who has this Purple Heart, or who is a current member of vague special operations. He has trusted news sites, and then it always like lists a couple of specific news sites, which usually are right leaning, and then it goes back to the script. Yeah, this is legitimately a crime. This is actually illegal. It's just. I had to share it. I had to share it because, well, first of all, because the AI thing is getting worse, but also I cannot help but think, because I know someone personally, only one person, but I know someone in real life who would fall for that. Do you? Real question. Can you think of anybody in your life who would legitimately fall for this nonsense? No, that's actually my dad's wife. I just, yeah, I don't know what else to add to this. Like, again, I'm kind of sharing this as a joke because we have to laugh at it. But, like, what in the goddamned hell? I was gonna say, yeah, that reminds me. About 8 or 9 years ago, the most common scam, I'm sure most of you have even experienced this, was you'd get a phone call or a voicemail, right? And it would be a very serious voice speaking in a very serious tone that you're facing arrest charges. You're gonna be arrested, and the police are gonna come by and to take custody of you and possibly of your resources, unless of course you give us some money. And that's really what it boils down to. It's a pure 100% fear mongering scam to rip money out of people. So what we're doing with this whole AI thing is literally just that same scam being taken in a different level, in a different vector. Excuse me, the wrong word. Not level. It's a different vector for it. And those people should be taken out back and shot. Moving on. So, FYI, not that I think anybody listening to this would fall for something like that, but maybe signal boost that a little bit in case you hear anybody seeing ads like that crap, because, yeah. So, back to this game. What was I doing? Looks like I am securing. Are you going to load, YouTube? Playing the right song. That'll work. I have actually been accused of being alarmist about the whole AI thing. I remind you that I am already currently now, as of the current point in time, which I'm going to emphasize one more time, have already had people make fake videos about me on YouTube. AI-generated videos of me saying things that obviously are not me saying them. That's the thing that's already happened to me. And I'm a dinky little nobody nothing in my own little corner of the internet. So let's go ahead and secure Stormhenge. Yeah, no, let's work faster. Always work faster. Okay. It's still locked. So that means the only place to go is over here. Let's do it. I mean, what's really funny to me, I know this isn't a perspective anybody else really gets. Oh, I'm sorry, Melkor Blade. Thank you for the donation. I did get it. I apologize for not bowing. Thank you. Everyone's stronger. Well, we're still in the tutorial, Evo, so we'll figure it out, hopefully. Alright. Uh-oh. Battle time! Maybe? Yep, there we go. Okay, so Rayman Legends, Trails in the Sky, and Dragon Quest IV. And thank you again, Melkor Blade. It is Loner. It is Evo. Someone else say something true, so I can say, it is your name here. Yeah, no kidding, Mr. Ed. Anytime I see an AI video that's actually convincing, that's terrifying. They are, Mr. Red. Okay, so we can try the tunnel, which has has breathing in it, or we could just use the steps, which are exhausting. Hey, Grey Panda, please. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you like the VODs. You're more than welcome to join us live. You're more than welcome to chat and tell me how much I suck, how much I'm worthless, I'm terrible, I'm pathetic, I'm ugly, I'm old, I'm fat. Okay, I'm not actually fat, but I'm old. I do have a Snickers on my desk. But in my defense, I kind of didn't have breakfast, so this is going to be my emergency ration when I start to get a little bit shaky later in the day. So you can make fun of that if you want to. Oh, you misunderstand, Colrum. You so misunderstand. I'm not worried about AI replacing me. I'm worried about misinformation. Remember, the ad I just shared earlier is a straight-up lie. In fact, it's so much of a lie that it actually drifts into being illegal. As we mentioned earlier, it is actually a criminal act, what that ad campaign did. Yeah, straight-up lies. Whether it's mis or dis, doesn't matter. It's lies. And that's what worries me, because the stuff that the AI me video was saying is not stuff you'd ever hear coming out of my mouth. If you're familiar with severe misogyny, and some other stuff like that, right? Like women are objects whose only purpose in existence is to be the enemy and have to be opposed at all times. That's that kind of stuff. That is the kind of stuff that I have already experienced personally. Never mind the fact that I have a... Yeah, exactly, Mr. Red. Never mind the fact that I, obviously, for those of you aware, have a fairly large degree of experience with straight-up lies and slander, nearly ruining and destroying my life. So, I admittedly am a little more sensitive to that than some other people. So, let's try the tunnel. It feels like an encounter. There's a glow. Oh my god. Ah, there are escape tunnels. God, this dialogue. Speaking of AI. Hey, Spartan. Yeah, you'll notice I've stopped reading these out loud. These are legitimately hard for me to parse at my usual speed. So you notice, if you know me, you notice I'm reading pretty slowly. Because this is hard to read. I love the idea, by the way. This is a great way to do cutscenes. It's not perfect, but from a developer perspective, this is a great way to showcase scenes and backdrops and locations and items and people and text. But the text is... I'm not going to say that it's AI written, but it sure feels like it. And we were talking about this yesterday, too. A whole lot of the dialogue in this game isn't. I got the impression this was once his, that gruff, handsome fellow. Think I'm right? Like, the dialogue is just off. Yeah, no, exactly. And honestly, I don't think it's AI written. Because I think this predates that. But what it actually feels like is that this is not machine translated, right? So the dialogue just isn't quite English, and it's really hard to read. I don't know how else to put that. Let's put this on you. Worse, actually. Okay, so some actual gameplay. What do we got? Enemies everywhere! Wait. Well, Neverwinter Nights 2 certainly suits this tonally. I've got the perfect music now that we're in battle. The game does have its own music. But this one's better, so, you know. I mean, this is like a 2-week stream. I hope at least some of you remember this. Let's do this. I mean, they're already pushing AI-generated games. I know some developers who are like, oh man, it's so great that we can do AI-generated games. And I'll tell you exactly what they're thinking, and I don't mean to sound unkind, but they're thinking, oh man, think about all that work we don't have to do. Yeah, or not pay for. Yeah, exactly. Don't mistake me. Making games is hard and time-consuming, and I get that. But, pro tip, quick buck schemes, no matter what format they take, are called quick and buck for a reason. Not something to lean on. What do we got here? When she gets a kill, the next attack with it against her within one turn will miss. Oh, absolutely, Grapevine. I've said this before. AI generated, which we didn't call it that back then, but AI generated terrain, for example, or AI generated like visuals in some games, is a thing that goes back to at least 2004. Like that's nothing new. But, and there's always that but, the next step is then, once you've generated the bulk, you go, which is what AI is really good for, you know, just generating a big bulk of crap, then you go in and you manually polish it up, because that's easier than generating a whole map by itself, right? Yeah, exactly. You get the busy work done by the AI, do the rest of the work with a person, cool. Actually, a Daggerfall was generated too, now that I think of it. So you're right, so actually it's before 2004. Yeah, no, exactly, Yura. Like, it depends on what they do with it afterwards. I'll give you another example. Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild had AI-generated terrain. And then it had a huge team from 2 separate studios spending a lot of time and effort polishing that terrain to make it awesome, which they did. But they still generated the bulk of it first. Procedurally generated and AI generated are kind of the same thing. That's what a lot of people don't fully understand. AI is such a misnomer, it actually irritates me, if I'm being honest. It's just bots. It's just bots doing mass generation via seeded input. That's it. I'm kind of torn here. Oh, sorry, it's a very intense music for me staring at a level up screen. I apologize. That's... back to Neverwinter Nights. Here we go. What we got? I mean, arguably, what everyone's calling VI, I wouldn't even call AI. But the problem here, the real problem, is that people are calling like 5 or 6 different types of bots AI right now. And so we're running into a bit of a nomenclature problem. I think we'll go with this. Ooh. Yes, please. Good morning, Linear Ruth. It's okay, I actually poked at it last night myself. But thank you, Linear Ruth. I mean, you're more than welcome to do it yourself. Okay, let's claim this spot. Hugely in favor of it, Linear Ruth. Now, here's the thing. This is important. The follower system, the WoW trusts, are very beta right now. So if they only ever stay the way that they are currently at, that actually kind of sucks. But there's a whole lot of room for improvement and a whole lot of room for it becoming a legitimately awesome feature. So big net positive. Yay, resources that I still can't really use. Yeah, what can we craft? What is it exactly? Actually they are 100%. While I was doing it, I was paying attention to the specifics of how the bots operate. It's really cool, actually. So they're very smart. It's actually extraordinarily high tech. It's kind of hard to really explain it. It's the kind of thing that no other MMO is even close to. It's tech that they started developing back in Pandaria for the Legendary Chain. Some of you probably remember that. And then they developed even further a little bit in Warlords, and then they really went hog wild with in BFA with the Expeditions. If you remember, I was extremely positive about Expeditions, even though everyone in the universe hated them. And at least one of the reasons why I was so positive about them was because of that brand new AI that they were using. Because it was astonishing what they were accomplishing. Now, the new one is pretty much the same general concept as from BFA, but with a few other little bells and whistles on top of it. What's happening is roughly every 6 seconds, they pull the server to figure out what they should do next. So they it's actually kind of like Neverwinter Nights, unironically. They decide on an action, and they do that for a few seconds, and then they do another pull to the server, and they change their mind about what they should be doing. And that allows them to stay on top of just about anything. Unless you massively overpull, they will heal you through it. If you die, they will res you. There are a few flaws and glitches. For example, they're even if you decide to let them lead, what happens is the tank, and only the tank, will go ahead to show you the way, and will start saying, hey, go this way, and hey, go this way, and hey, go this way. It'll give the player direction on what to do and where to go. But it'll only be the tank. The rest of the party will be following you. So you can already see that there's some potential flaws there. The tank also has a leash. So the tank will only ever get so far ahead of you. It'll just sit there and wait until you start catching up to them. So that's actually really cool. If you decide to let them follow you, then they're all just following you. That's the only real difference there. Let's see, what else? I mentioned the 6-second thing. The tanking is really good. The DPS is kind of low, I'm not going to lie. It's the exact same problem FF14's trusts have, and that the followers just don't do the damage that a player does. Shrug, I don't know what else to add to that, honestly. That is a downside, but if you are a DPS who wants a literal instantaneous queue... Now, another cool thing is that you can hot swap. So let's say I decide to start a dungeon, and as I'm doing the dungeon, Mr. Red pops on and says, hey, Lore, what you doing? I'm like, well, I'm in the middle of the Ruby Life Pools. And Mr. Red's like, can I join? I was like, sure. I can just invite Mr. Red, and he could pop in, and it just auto hot swaps one of the AIs for him, just like that. If he leaves or goes offline, same exact thing. Pops right back out, and an AI bops in on the spot. It's a great system. It does have some flaws, so the AI does not know how to dispel, which anybody who knows anything about WoW knows that's a problem. So, like, for example, we were pulling this trash in the Nexus dungeon, I forget what it's called. Not the Nexus, the one in Dragonflight. And they have a dispel, they have a magic debuff, which is supposed to be dispelled, which just puts you to sleep for 10 seconds. So Pax and I, who were testing this together, just literally slept through the entire fight. So they need to resolve that, and the AI doesn't... Azure Vault, thank you. The AI also doesn't really know how to do positioning. Now, they can push through positioning, but again, in the Azure Vault, there's a boss which just puts this ice stuff on the ground, and the tank was just holding the boss in the ice crap. So if you're a melee, good luck. By the way, give me 1 second, you Dreamy Birth. Sorry, I'm in the middle of something else here. You can queue individually or as a group for any Dragonflight normal dungeon at the moment because it is in beta. They're still testing these features and still testing the system. Can you level the followers? Not at the moment. The biggest wish list I have right now, because anybody who's familiar with Guild Wars 1 knows that Heroes is an awesome system that every MMO should have. But what I would really like, and I don't think they'll do this, but maybe it is actually possible. So some of you are familiar with the fact that there's this feature that WoW has been pushing called Warbands. And that's going to come out in the next expansion, probably in about November. Warbands honestly sounds legit. It's mostly just more stuff being account bound, but there's some other little cool stuff being done on top of that. If they let us bring our other Warband members as the AI characters with our build and our gear, that would be incredible. That would be so goddamn cool. I would go out of my way to level and gear multiple characters just for that feature. Hi, Huthor. You just missed me talking about WoW for about 10 minutes. All right, so back to the game. So, now to answer Jung's question. So this is actually a tactical... they listed as an RPG, but it's a tactical, turn-based, grid-based game. And we're poking at it right now. Oh, right, crafting. We're going to try crafting. So what can we craft? Anything worth a damn? What do we do with you? Let me see. Wow, that's expensive. Yeah, a little bit of a strategic layer. Not much of one, but it's there. It's there. She's still wielding the spoon. Yeah, we need more heartwood, apparently. So apparently we can't craft the thing I want there. What about you? Oh, no, you're using... here, this. What is this? What is this? Can I get a spear? Spear does have more range. I mean, pretty much TSP. I know, right, Linnea Ruth? I was really amused because we knew the WoW patch was happening yesterday, right? And then FF14 was like, hey, there's a patch coming up. And I was like, it's the same day. And it was. It was the exact same day, because of course it was. God damn it, people. That means more heartwood. I need heartwood. Okay. Can't really make anything worth a damn yet. Can I only make weapons? Oh, here we go. I made ingots and fabric, but I couldn't make that. I've already got that, so it's not really worth it. Rock of Ages. I don't think I've heard of that. And no, we're still doing the dream quests, the ones before the raid. A friend of mine who has been going through WoW with me and my sister just picked WoW up like a week ago. So we've been getting them caught back up. It's one of those modest, hopeful nights. Nothing's gone wrong in a week. That our mindscapes have their own geography, range of thoughts, forest of figments, lakes of longing, mires of prejudice. To quest among these inner climes is just as daring a venture as the traditional hero's journey. Colin? What did you say to the baker boy? He looked rattled. Colin? A doctor's text. A doctor's day, her name is. Don't get it, really, but some idiot tossed it in the water, so I had to retrieve it. You see what I mean about the dialogue of this game? Read that sentence again, just really quick. A doctor's text. Doctor's day, her name is. Don't get it, really, but some idiot tossed it in the water, so I had to retrieve it. Like, it's... I see it behind your eyes sometimes, too. Hang on, in case you missed that. Like, look at this. So first, I hope that person wasn't planning to come back for it. I feel like it's a safe assumption, but maybe. And that's a thought, which then leads into the dialogue of being in a boss battle. Can we not be in a boss battle, please? Thank you. So that leads to the dialogue of, oh, right, Arnie. Me. I see it behind your eyes sometimes, too. Things going unexpressed will dig fortifications in you, and then they won't be easily removed. What? Follow that that conversation for a second. Oh, right. Arnie. That's his name. He says, me. I see it behind your eyes sometimes, too. Things going unexpressed will dig fortifications in you, and they won't easily be... This isn't dialogue. I don't... This is why I've kind of stopped reading these out loud. And why I've been so slow about reading them. And so they set out on a journey. It isn't even clear where. Is that what we're on? A journey? What? Go have some mulled wine. Wait, what? This is what I just did. Okay. You see why I labeled it with the accusation that it was AI generated. Because, or machine generated might be a better way to put that. Because yeah, it's not right. It's not complete gibberish. But you know, when did this game come out? Hang on a second. Because this has been on the books for a couple years. Yeah, this came out in 2021. I believe it was actually added when the game was still in early access. Looking at some of the reviews. If you want to play D&D but have no friends, this is your game. This game reminds me of Darkest Dungeon. Almost overwhelmingly positive reviews. Oh, sorry, no, I'm wrong. It actually is overwhelmingly positive. Okay. I'm just moving on. Yeah, I know, right? Von Falkenstein. Anyways. Blue burning hate that frenzied them, then left them still. A stone sentence worse and more deadly than any venom. Today we'd find out where it came from and why it wouldn't stop. What? Well, Spare Gloom Library is mostly intact, but we should still stay ready. Arnie, anything? I don't know, but believe me, I'm not falling asleep back here. Personally, I'm done expecting things to go smoothly. Yeah, I'm with you. Well, we were just talking yesterday about games with decent gameplay score and bad story score, so they're rare, but we might be up to another one. Anyways, all I'm saying is I really like the follower system, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it. If anything. If they do nothing with it, well, then that's terrible. Because it's a great system. Wow, you have like no movement. I mean, yeah, I haven't played D&D with someone in person for literal years at this point. Last time would have been at my sister's wedding. I suppose since this is like a plot thing, I'll go ahead and turn on the in-game music again. Sure, Huthor. I can't remember the last time I played a module campaign. Oh, yeah, I can. Sorry, the 1/3 round was a module. My bad. That is definitely a bit of a tinfoil hat there, Huthor. I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to turn in your Theory Crafter badge. Priest at church is knowing everythings. Please to ask this man how you must do. No, that sounds like someone whose English is not their first language, because most of the flaws in the sentence structure there are clearly just from a lack of understanding of grammar. What sick, unearthly story did we wake up in? Unforgivable, and how many more are there? There's tracks, they go up to that barn door. Wait, shh! Do you hear that? Whatever did this could still be inside. I mean, anybody who's seen me and my niece translate Japanese candy knows those translations can be really funny. Ah! Melkor Blade. But yeah, no, there's a difference between... Like I said, someone who's actually a linguist, like Evo, could actually put more of a finger on the specifics of what the dialogue is doing wrong. Me, it just sounds off to me. I'm not smart enough to go into specifics. I am so sorry, Mr. Bird. Someday, God willing, you'll be spared the nightmare of FF14 unlocks. I think the art style is... What's your opinion? Because I always demand your opinion. Yeah, nobody's really been funding Rogue Trader. Although the Who's Put Money Towards What list is more up-to-date, because I up-to-date that this morning. It's still not really there yet. Let's do... Yeah, I turned off the bloom, I think. Let me actually double check that. Yeah, I turned off the bloom. But, like, look at that. Just... Can we, like... Sure, Eleazar. I have no idea. Total honesty. I'll believe you. Thank you for what I assume was a sub. I think the characters were very deliberately designed to be very copy-paste. You know, to go to that procedural generation thing. One of the things that I do like is they actually have different expressions based on eyebrow placement, and almost entirely just eyebrow placement. Like they do a couple different things with the mouth, but no, the eyebrows are the big things. Like you can actually see, look in the upper left. She's doing an upraised eyebrow, she's doing a huh, and he's doing a glare, and she's doing a glare. And it's all just based on the eyebrows. What am I doing? I don't know, man. I hear that Baldur's Gate 3 was the bee's knees with her. Probably the latter, Elizar. Then I'd go forge a will, making Elon Musk give me all his money, and then I'd kill him. And then I'd have $1 billion, and I could take care of a lot of people. Yeah, no, the reason I'm zooming in on the eyebrows so much is because as I'm looking at them, I think they're the main distinguishing feature, which I know sounds strange because they all have different skin color and different hairstyles, but that's just your typical anything game, right? Everything does that. But the thing that actually distinguishes their faces is the eyebrows. It's wild. Oh yeah, first I closed down Twitter. Then I reopened Twitter, calling it Twitter. Get a fat government contract to go ahead and make it a public service instead of a for-profit nonsense thing. Then, billions of dollars. And then I play Hitman 3 in real life. Thank you for the sub, Five. Always appreciate. I'm sorry. I can tell I'm a little bit biased here because $10 for a day of food is actually pretty good around here. Especially if it's good food. Let's see. So we're putting that towards WoW, Dragonflight, WoW Within, and Hitman 3. Okay. Taking a go. Make that? She can. Let's go ahead and do that then. Cute. We're gonna stick with the plan. Shoulder to shoulder. Form ranks, you maggots. Constrict, so it doesn't charge my archer. Okay, so that constriction didn't seem to do much. I don't know, Ludarith. The current upcoming list is accurate, but I have no idea how long any game on that list will take, including the one we're playing right now. Machine-generated Lord of the Rings. That's easy. Translate it to Chinese and then translate it back. And then do that like 3 more times. The art, on the one hand, I want to say I like the art. On the other hand, I don't. And I think you put a better voice to it than I could. The terrain looks fine to me. It's something I've had absolutely no trouble parsing immediately at a glance. I can tell what I can interact with, how and why and where. Cool. And it looks neat, regardless of that. I like the paper paper dollhouse look. I don't like the outside terrain. I've actually talked about that before. The stuff that's just out here on the side. It's literally lower resolution, and it's just, I don't know, it just feels weird and off and doesn't work for me. I don't have a better way to put that. The UI itself is odd. Like, it doesn't look good, but I also haven't really been having any trouble parsing it, again, from a purely gameplay perspective. So, like, story, not great, but gameplay decent? And yeah, as you can see, it's doing the see-through thing right there with the walls. I've already kind of mentioned my opinion of the characters. It's functional. Like, I can tell who I'm looking at a glance, but I think that's mostly because their gear is visible. Like, at a glance... Yeah, no kidding, Crazy Horse. How bad are you down there? Or up there, I guess. Like, I can tell she's got the axe, she's got the shield, she's got the staff, and he's got the bow. So, like, I can look at that immediately and be like, yeah, that's those. But other than that, it's not quite gelling with me yet. And, again, we're still in the tutorial, so I don't want to judge too early. And I think that's everything. The world map looks fine. It looks like a board game. And call me a weirdo, but I like board game aesthetics. Board game aesthetics are almost always designed to be more focused on the game and less on the story. In other words, they're designed to look like something you can glance at and figure out what you're looking at a glance. And there's definitely that going on with regards to the board game style. I actually have gym experience, Wildermyth. It depends on the type of aching. Generally speaking, if it's like a low, kind of a dull ache, good. That means your muscles have torn and they are regenerating themselves, and you're getting some. As you're stretching, you're kind of breaking up the built-up acid and crystallized acid in your muscles. That's a good thing. If any of that drifts into more of like a sharp, piercing pain, or something that makes it like you don't want to, like you hesitate on moving your arm because it hurts too much, bad pain. Only you can tell what's good pain or bad pain, so you're going to have to pay attention to that. Having said that, if you're having good pain, then keep going. Maybe pull it back a bit. Remember, don't push yourself. Never push yourself when it comes to exercising. That's only going to make it worse. So, keep exercising, keep doing the same general things, and just kind of, because, like, any kind of muscles that aren't used to being exercised, even if they didn't feel like you were really pushing them, will have that soreness afterwards just because they're not used to being used. And yeah, you're also, while you're recovering, you're not going to be at your full potential. That's also true. So don't push yourself. I'm going to say it one more time because it's really important. So let's do, I can. As long as you're not pushing yourself, Wildermyth. Last time, I said I was going to say it one more time. Man of my word. Promise. One thing I've noticed, by the way, even if I have action points left, whenever I attack, my turn ends. Have you noticed that? I don't think I like that. I can't attack then move, for example. I can attack and then end my turn. No, I didn't, actually, Elizar. Hang on. Let's see. What kind of RTS game am I more excited for? None of them. I've never actually heard of Immortal, but Stormgate and Zero Space both have many things about them that make me think they're going to suck. So I'm not super excited about any of them. Alright, so... let's, run. Just testing oppies. That really should have provoked an oppie, and I was doing that on purpose, even. And nothing happened, so I'm not sure what to make of that. This is why I turned off the in-game music, by the way. I don't think I'm going to ding it for negative, but it's really just like, why is it even here? Yeah, it's there. You know, no judgment. I mean, I'll be honest, and I know this is antithetical, but I usually turn off the music in Arcanum after a while, too, because it's just, it drags on you after a while. Why do I think they will suck? One of them has a scummy Kickstarter campaign, which has misinformation, lies, and obfuscation to try and get people to pay into the Kickstarter. The other one is free to pay, or free to play. And some other little issues. Both of them have been focusing very heavily on the PvP side of RTSs, which I have no interest in. So, no, I have no particular hope for either of them. Let's do... This is what flanking damage is. Thanks, game. Yes, versus gameplay, Elizar. Which I usually just call PvP. Sure, I don't know, Elizar. I have no idea. You be the judge. Yeah, I was gonna say, for all the mistakes that both StarCraft 2 and Warcraft 3 made, you'll notice both of them used most of the similar approaches when it came to their market and to their gameplay focus, and both of them succeeded pretty freaking well. I mean, do I even need to mention every time Call of Duty decides to stop having a campaign? It's one of those weird things, because on paper it's like, well, yeah, I mean, nobody cares about the campaign of Call of Duty. But reality has disagreed with that. Every time they pull that trick, that particular game ends up flopping. And so then they bring the campaign back the next game, and they do well again. And it's like, maybe more people care about the campaign than you think. I'm just saying. I don't know, I could be wrong. I don't play PvP in Call of Duty. Not anymore. How far can you move? You can get up there. Hey, Dream Whisperer. Some games will pull the bullcrap of having the campaign be just a bunch of versus multiplayer maps. That usually doesn't work out very well either. Like, there's a reason Titanfall 1 didn't do particularly well, but Titanfall 2 was actually a success. It sure feels like a Dream Whisperer. Yeah, that's another one. I know this is going to sound weird, but I do feel like this is similarly relevant. It's one of the reasons why fighting games tend to have campaigns. I agree with that, Color. It was good, though. I love the the mission. I'm not even going to say it, but the mission. I love that mission so much. Yeah, Brink made that mistake, too. I loved Titanfall 2, by the way. I really liked Titanfall 2, so forgive me for gushing a little bit. Let's move you here. Get you into a defensive position. Alright. Open the door. It's a Gorgon. That sounds like a boss fight. Yeah, like, I mean, I don't want to bury the lead on this, but the recent Mortal Kombat game we played, not the one that just came out, but the one we played, which I believe was 11. That game's campaign mode had issues, but it was still kind of awesome, and still did a whole lot right. This is a bad situation. Let's go and poke in. See what we got going on. Yeah, the DLC campaign for Mortal Kombat 11 was actually really, really good. In no small part because I can't remember his name, was brought back to play Shang Tsung, and he was awesome. Like I was talking about this during the run. It's probably the best characterization for a lot of the Mortal Kombat characters I've ever seen. Like the way they portrayed Shao Kahn. Oh. Does Stormgate have some good things in it? That's a good question. Do I recommend not buying it? Is Stormgate the one that's the Kickstarter or the free-to-play? Because if it's free-to-play, you can't buy it. It's free-to-play. That's the problem. Let's go ahead and scooch. Yeah, if it's a Kickstarter, you can't buy it, so... Yeah. Okay, so let's see what we got here. What's the other one? There's another RTS that they announced last year, and it looked promising. It's based on Command & Conquer. Anybody know what I'm talking about? And yeah, Subspace Emissary. I know everyone praises the GameCube Smash, but Subspace Emissary was a Smash success, and I cannot imagine that the campaign, or the Wii's campaign, was not at least partially responsible for that. Tempest Rising? That doesn't sound right. Hang on. Yeah, that's not it. Hang on. Dwarf! That's it. That's the one I was thinking of. Dwarf. Well, Kickstarter isn't bad by itself, Elizar. The problem is that they are specifically being scummy about their Kickstarter. Don't ask me to go into details. I don't feel like it. It would take a while. But in that case, free-to-play, I'm not doing that on purpose, I swear. Free-to-play is worse. Anytime there's a free-to-play game, my first thought is, ugh. And my second thought is, ugh. And my third thought is, whoa. And then we move on. Salvage it. No, Eleazar. Fear the ancient hero queen who reigns in salt-cold deeps. In coils of azure silence in her spiral, she sleeps. Nothing is beyond us. I think we've proven that. They just killed a Gorgon. Oh no! Still yourselves, bone stacks. This one speaks my words. What is this, Independence Day? I can make it die. You are not alike to us. Weak lungs and small minds. Stacks of splintering bones. Thin blood that will so ready to betray you. Why flail for your life? So noisy. Tell us what you want. You think I flail for life as you do? I am Gorgon, the Master Ulstrix. As promised. Wait, what? You think I flail for life as you do? I am Gorgon. The Master Ulstrix has promised us silence. A strange stony affliction spreads from her ear. This isn't over. Your game is over. I saw its mind. The stone was in its claws. The word in Gorgon's head was Epichrist, which, if you remember, she just said there, too. So Epichrist, Epichrist. This town, the library, these petrified people, none of it matters. The Epichrist glimmers. The Gorgons have a master. Ulstrix, it's called. It's looking for something, some myth or secret. I think the riddle is in the stone. So she just lost charisma, gained loner, and he just gained retirement age. Sweet! 10 years of peace follow. What? What? We're about to skip... What? Okay. During the years of peace... Well, yeah. During the years of peace, the Gorgon's mark grew and crusted over one side of Conlan's face. It would be a grim reminder of the encounter in the barn. The little crag eagle hatched safely and grew large. Tended to bring her gifts from far and wide. Eventually she released it to the wild. +1 of every resource. Arnie and Ziglia's wedding? What? Followed... You realize he's like half monster, right? Followed river tradition. They placed painted stones in a boat to represent all the cares of their old lives and set them downstream. Cool. You know, we could just get in that boat. We could just leave everything. It's tempting, but no, love. I know you're looking forward to tonight. I am too. Let's enjoy this with our friends. Okay, so, I don't want to admit to having a dirty mind or anything, but read that again for a second. We could just leave everything. Tempting, but no. I know you're looking forward to tonight. I am too. Let's enjoy this with our friends. On their wedding night. Anyways. Joa noticed that the marketplace at Warburg has fallen into disrepair during the conflict. So she passed a summer helping to rebuild it. Arnie's transformation has spread. He now has a shadow leg. Sorry, now he has a shadow leg. She now has a storm leg. Once per turn as a swift action, stomp the ground with a small chance to stun. Also reduces her block capacity. That's pretty gross, Crazy Norse, but, you know, no judgment. I mean, other than all the judgment. I guess there's a lot of judgment. I think I'll save with that. So I need 3 more heartwood. What about you? I need 6 more heartwood. I need a lot of heartwood. It's really weird, Blade Travel. Which I know isn't really what you're asking, but I mean... It's... I feel like it's a little too early to put a finger on it, although considering I'm like 4 hours into the game, that probably says something. Legend begets legend. By the way, in case you missed the scintillating dialogue I just skipped, what it said was, if this is true... And that's it, that's the dialogue. Explains why we've had a few years of peace. No, you're not getting it. What? Let me put it more simply. Imagine you're trying to raise an army. What's the first thing you do? Raise an army. Right, an army out of just normal folks. I suppose I'd only do it if it were for a good purpose, so... But I don't know. A symbol. You'd want a symbol to rally support, wouldn't you? Especially if your people are ancients and set in their ways. So you're saying our Ulstrix, our master of Gorgons, needs this thing? What is it, some kind of divine spear? As a symbol to help convince the other Gorgons to follow it? Whoops. Well, okay, sure. Alright, cool. I don't know, Crazy Horse. I really don't. I have so little information on this game. See, I don't know what people talk about. The world's clearly round. Let's, That feels like where the boss fight is. This feels like optional stuff. So let's go here. With everyone. Okay, what? Since I was very small, one dream has returned to me again and again. Blue fire threads the darkness, heat and terror. I know I've spoken of it before. I have nightmares that curl my soul, a place I've never been. A torched house, the blue blaze eating bones. I feel dread. And being you, I imagine you take those dreams ultra seriously. I mean, why are we here? Precisely my point. When I asked you to come with me on a little trip, I didn't tell you how far we might be going. I didn't tell you our destination is a place I've dreamed of all my life, or that I worry death waits for us there. You see, following a dream is like kind of a last resort, for those who can't go back to sleep. Have you tried mule moss? I've got some here, no need for a journey. We thought of drinking warm tea. Okay. Now when I think of a quiet, peaceful place to go, this is what I'll think of. Standing stones are kind of unusual. Oh god, it's Savacom! That old guy on the right, that's Savacom right there. Oh, you dingots, setting up camp on my doorstep. Get away from my homage stones. I like how there's just a scene of them looking at each other. And he's just like, did they hear me? Oh god, was I being too quiet? Maybe they didn't hear me. Maybe I should say so. Hello? Speaking English? Do you speak English? Is Savicom evil? I've learned. Ah. Thank you, Savicom. Although, now I need to check something. To the list. Okay, it is 1 through 8. That's what I thought. Just being clear, Savicom. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. So, Simpsons, The Thief Block, and Legend of Spyro Trilogy. This place yours? Ask his name. Hey, no need for the... I didn't see he had weapons. You outlaws, you don't have to kill me. It's time to kill him. My name's Joa. This is Conlon. We're from far away. You're the strange sorceress from my dream. Dude, that's not... Okay. My name's Roy Oddclam. Roy of Omens is how I'm known in Derngap, and now it seems... What? God, this dialogue is impeccable. Roy of Omens is how I'm known in Derngap, and now it seems... Please come with me. Be welcome. There's bark cheese and brined pork. Also, upon my table, please find enlightenment. This cheese is perfect. These old beams have stood me well. I chose a lucky spot, but I had the advantage of dreaming it. See, I've had dreams since I was a small boy. I'm sorry. But this is the best bit of dialogue in the entire game right here. This cheese is perfect. Dreams, true ones. You feel you should be able to profit from them. Dreams that portend what may come. My grandmother was a seer also. Something some folks are born with, I guess. Did he just grab the wine bottle? Yeah, he did, okay. He swigs bright blackberry wine. I was a young man when I got the run of the town. No, when I got run out of town. God, this is hard to parse. Roy of Omens, they called me. I told them that the stores would burn, so they did. There's a stray cinder. Folks blame me. As they will. You didn't try to change their minds? But I knew it would happen. I told my mother and ailing father and left before the drunks showed up. My parents got to stay and live happily and visited me often in later years. Life out here has been lonely sometimes, yeah, but rewarding in many ways. Time to time, folks come and they drink from the well of sights my dreams have filled in me. And now you've come, Joa. I'm creaking through my final years, but you've got the gift to be the next woodland seer. Yes, it would be birth of a tradition. Which will only strengthen the magic. In the many years I see left for you, you can help keep this world safe. Though not in the ways you've done. I'll teach you. We do have time for that. So, my choice here is to let her become a seer, which makes her leave my party, so I lose my mage, or or I keep her. And as an aside, all it does is prevent incursions, which I'm kind of on top of anyway, so no. I'm not losing my mage. Stay here. I dreamed this place would be devoured by flames. I'd been given the chance to stop that happening, and I will. It's just... Okay. Just... Why is this the combat song? Alright, I'm done. I'm officially done with the in-game music. Be gone. You had your chance. Be gone. As I say, you've been around for a while, Crazy Norse. But thank you. Alright, let's get Mega Man. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I wouldn't enforce Mega Man upon you. Alright, so let's do it. Okay. Good thing we kept the mage, huh? Okay, let's see. Splinter Blast, Wild Grass. Let's do Splinter Blast. Die, monsters. It's just... yeah, at this point, I don't even know. Let's teleport out here, because we can do that. As you do. Uh-oh. Another boss battle. Die, monster. Bonus points if you can name the specific Mega Man games whose boss song is playing right now. Hi, Dr. Winter. Ooh, yeah. Let's put that on you. Get some actual armor for melee. Mega Man 5 is correct. After the feeding's done, the grateful Roy throws a small feast. The woodland seer, it seems, never foresaw this possibility. This random, raving monster that would have devastated all he built. He and Joe talk late in the night, sharing old dreams, wisdoms, what ifs. What'd he give you? Oh, keepsake, something he used to wear. Anyone could use it. Myself, I already received a great gift from Roy. Just knowing there was someone who understood, and knowing these dreams have a purpose. That it's about challenging fate, not accepting it. So there you go, there's the whole of the theme of Lunar in one sentence. I'm gonna ask whether I'll think about it. It's the what if. Yeah. Will I regret it? Seemed like a comfortable living, didn't it? But I got good friends. I need to stand beside them. Last resort, though. I can always go back. Potency. What the hell is potency? I mean, we're gonna give it to her. I'm assuming it's magic related because it's called potency. Oh, sorry, we're no longer in combat, so Mega Man music is no longer appropriate. Don't worry, I got you, fam. See, we're out in the woods, right? So let's go with... let's give her reach. That's almost always useful. Why is everyone else... There we go. No, it's just bad, Evo. But we recruited somebody! The Lorewalkers has reached Gorge Pine. I've been waiting my whole life for this opportunity. Well, I haven't been around that long, but if you want, I could sign your, Huh? Yeah, that's my reaction to most of the dialogue in this game, too. Huh? Listen, what if I told you my father was a renowned cowherd? Not because he was good with cattle, but because he beat a bull god in combat and won him good fortune. And then Grandpa... End sentence. Legend is he threatened a flood so severely that it turned on its tail before it reached Gorge Pine. Which is why the town continues to be known for its unmatched magical artifact museum. What does that have to do with anything? I just... The point is, my blood is the blood of exceptional people. Hang on. This is clearly big, deep, ominous music, and naturally we need to have music that's appropriate to the tune. So let's find it somewhere here. Definitely right in front of me. Definitely not just staring. Where is it? Okay, for real. Yeah, whatever. We'll do this. Okay. So we let him join us as... We've already got 2 warriors. So clearly, hunter time. Oh. Yay! Yeah, piercing shots. I'm sure armor's going to be more and more of an issue as we go on. Alright, so. Let us conquer the East. Ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-da. In a lot of ways, our minds are like these landscapes. We're all pitted with darkness, our thoughts that our thoughts can sink into. But there's beauty, even in the strange and murky, dangery. We're all pitted with the darknesses. God, no, I keep mentally correcting it. We're all pitted with darknesses that our thoughts can sink into. But there's beauty, even in the strange and murky, dangery parts of us. You seem like someone who doesn't mind personal risk. What? Huh? You approach pretty quiet. You must be thinking noisy. The more folks you know you, the less you they truly know. What? I figured it out. I figured it out. Ladies and gentlemen, in Not About Every Persons, we are playing a Metal Gear Solid game. Oh God. Do you know how hard it was to write for Borgen? Do you know how difficult it was to make something that would sound like natural speech and still be understandable while being wrong? Oh my God. In the interest of fairness, I should probably go ahead and give this a positive for so bad it's good. That's a thing we have. But like, God, this is awful. Okay. Yes, Walker, Gravity Circuit's on the list. I know it's probably not on the website, but the Who's Put Money Towards What spreadsheet is up to date as of this morning. So this encounter's pure coincidence. Guess I can believe it. Most of life goes that way. And yet a pure coincidence is itself a pretty significant incident, wouldn't you say? I would never say that. Right, well, I was just... Behold! A chance meeting reminds us that chances are fleeting. Here's a little betting box. How about 2 strangers wager together in the wet marsh? Okay, so... Is it a trinket? 91% chance. Precious materials, 81% chance. The essence of life itself, 70%. Or nothing. Which has no percent. I think that's just... Don't play, is what that means. What do you think? The essence of life. Shink! Oh, sorry. Mega Man music is just so normal to me. I was just zoning it out. I apologize. I would never make you listen to Mega Man music. What? Yep. I apologize. I figured you could hear that. Problem was getting the battery for it. You might not have. Hate that sound, by the way. Absolutely. Yeah, I know. Hate this sound. The worst part is it looks like we don't have this kind of battery. How do I? Come on. Come on. Yeah, no, it annoys the ever-living crap out of me. No, it's not a 9-volt. Look at it. Look at it. I don't even know what that is off the top of my head. I'm having trouble even getting it out of here. There we go. What is this? I don't know what this is. It is not an A, double A, or triple A. I don't know what this is. It's not a C. It's not a D. It's not a 9V. So, yeah, we don't have a battery for this. Okay, hang on. There. This is what it is. So, cool. So this gets to be buried under a box for a minute, so I don't hear it. Because I can't replace that right now. Okay, hang on. Apparently I'm blind. Oh, shocking. Now, these are apparently called 123 lithiums. Or whatever. Is that the right type? Yeah, that's the right type. Okay. Yay! How's it hard to beat without a battery? Well, you see, when they were designing these things, they made a deal with hell. And they said, all right, we want to annoy as many people as possible. We want them to accept it. We want them to willingly embrace being annoyed. I was like, I got you. No problem. Check this out. We'll list it as a safety feature. And everyone's like, oh, my. You have such a brilliant idea. And lo, we have signed our own death warrant. Yeah, it's got demon blood in it. Okay, so now that that nonsense is over with. Yeah, it's the other thing. We could standardize the batteries on those. In fact, most of the smoke detectors I've dealt with don't actually have batteries. They're just connected to the wall. But listen, screw you. Yes, the Gardevoir is new-ish. Most of these are new-ish, actually. So we've got the Ampharos here. You're farther away. So we've got the Ampharos here. We've got Vivi, because I voiced Vivi. We've got several little sharks here. We've got a Gardevoir and a Melodic, both of which stand up on their own right here. I can't remember her name. I can't remember her name. Yeah, I also have a Baby Groot. We've also got the adult Melodic up there. And Yoshi has a new house here, which is actually really awesome. Oh, these are all she Gardevoirs. And by all of these, I mean, this is a she Gardevoir. Okay. Oh my god, saw it though. What the hell were we playing? Oh, right, this game. I was about to make another Mega Man music joke, and then hell showed up. So, I guess we're done making jokes. No more jokes ever. It's a very nice Yoshi house. Yeah, the dialogues continue to be bad. It's weird. Oh, it looks like someone donated in the middle of that. Thank you, Walker. This is why I check these things. Yeah, chirp. So, gravity circuit, sea of stars, chained echoes, and a gratitude. Thank you, Walker. Oh, it's crazy, Crazy Norse. The worst part is, the one I found at the last minute was like one of the only ones left. See, exactly. Loner gets it. Let's say it's a trinket. A trinket. Or some worn article, like my belt of chivalry. A burly bell maker had a bet on who could throw more bread in the other's mug. Isn't that a waste of beer? Of course not. We drank it afterwards. Bracelet of Illumination. Crit chance. Oh, sure. Okay, so... we need none of these things. So we'll do that. Ba-ba-da-ba. Now, we could split the party, but no, we're not doing that ever again. Where's my lucky coin? It's a small thing to misplace in a big world. What? Couldn't have been the spoon or the sock, could it? Had to be the coin. That coin is responsible for more victories than you'd think. Who's saying that dialogue? I forgot it on a hunt one time and I couldn't hit a thing. You know, friends help friends look for lucky coins. What? Yes and no, respectively, Act. I mean, I know it's a shipbuilding game. And that was honestly all I needed to know. Joe, if I even knew where to start looking. Oh, is that it? That coin is irreplaceable and some critter's chewing on it. Why would you chew on a coin? I mean, I've both tasted and smelled black licorice alcohol. And so, yeah, adding some coffee flavoring to one of those would be absolutely terrible. Yeah, I didn't even know this game's genre when we started playing it. It was added to the list so long ago that I honestly forgot. I usually don't look into a game's genre when it comes to adding it anyways. I usually just look into, you know, can I get it streamable? Is it objectionable? Are we good? Cool. And that's it. That's all I really look into. Oh, yeah, and length, obviously, because that's kind of relevant. This is too quiet. There we go. Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with tactical RPG. We're probably going to put this into the strategy umbrella. I need to decide, because you know, that's how I do my playlists. I would say Wasteland 3 is more... We just lost 15 accuracy. Cool. Well, so I look up speedruns. I look up YouTube Let's Plays. There's a site called How Long to Play or something like that. And then I estimate based on genre. And that's the rough estimating I've been using in order to figure out how long stuff is. It's been pretty accurate for a long time. But... How long to beat is... I don't want to sound negative. It's a good starting point. But it's notoriously inaccurate, at least in my experience. I used to upload my own times to how long to beat to try and essentially add more data to the list to try and get it closer to accurate. And then I realized I was one tiny rock in a giant sea, so I gave up on that completely. Oh yeah, we're in battle. Battle. But no, this feels much more XCOM-y and much less CRPG-y. That's not a negative thing by any respect. It's just that's how it feels to me. God, that thing's dodge chance. Well, yeah, like, you remember Spiritfarer? Here, let's go look up right now. How long to beat? There we go. Let's look up Spiritfarer. Now, it lists 32 hours if you do everything. No, I'm sorry, it lists 41 hours if you do everything. Actually, that's not inaccurate. Never mind. That's weird. Usually it's, like, wildly off timber there. Never mind. I accept being wrong. Okay, this Ignite spell is awesome. I hope not, Ect. The biggest problem that XCOM 2 had, really, was that it just got boring. There was just so much to it, and everything took forever, and you couldn't really skip anything, and so battles just became a chore after a certain point. I really hope we don't have that problem here. I do like the gameplay for what it is so far. It's punchy, it's relatively quick and smooth. We're also still in the same campaign, and near as I can tell, we're still in the tutorial, which honestly is really discouraging. We'll see how this goes. I was talking about this with a friend of mine. You know, I hammer on constantly about how people only care about length of a game without regards to quality of a game. Which is a really, really common human thing for several other aspects of anatomy I can mention right now. But I don't know, it makes me wonder how many people, for how long, have just been like, you know, we could make a good game. Or, hear me out, we could make a long game. Yeah, we're in day 34 of the tutorial. There's nothing left but the tutorial. It's like there. Which one makes more money? Do I need to answer that? Thank you, Kira White Noise. I do always appreciate. I was thinking about that because I'm trying to teach my niece what thank you means, and I say that way because most people would say I'm trying to teach them to say thank you, but that's actually not what I'm trying to teach her, because you shouldn't say thank you if you don't mean it. Usually, I don't know why I repeated myself there. Oh, that's why. I put that towards Neo, Sunless Skies, and Hard Space Shipbreaker. Thank you. Because, like, I don't know. I'm strange, and I know I'm strange. But I don't say thank you if I don't mean it. I say I'm sorry if I don't mean it. Let's give this to you. Yep, got the coin back. Yay. Come here, Critter, you want to be friends? So should the Critter choose him or her? Him or her? Him or her? As long as you can take care of yourself. If my coin goes missing again, I'm using you as monster bait. You have unlocked an achievement. You've gained plus 50 days for... Okay. Well, anyways, let us secure this location for the greater good! Hey, Dame Celeste. Okay. Well, we have to go around. Well, let's head the long way around, I think. Yes, Act. I'm already sick of the in-game music. Especially since it's like 3 songs. Like, there's Overworld, there's Battle, and then there's, like, Event. And that's it. So far, I've only heard 3 songs. I'm kind of already sick of them. Incursion! Gorgons in great numbers move to attack your lands. They will attack and destroy tiles until defeated or repelled. Okay. So there comes the incursion. If all towns are destroyed, the game ends. Of course they're attacking the spot I'm not at. See you around, Crazy Horse. Feel better, or be destroyed. I also just noticed we have a timer until we lose the game. Did you notice that? That would explain why we got 50 days earlier. Wait, what? No. What are you doing? Go here to defend, you stupid... We just walked right by the enemies. Defend. Yeah, Doom guy out. Or Samus. Charge into battle. Harry their approach. Stay hidden till the last. Charge into battle! Look, Kratos is good and all, but Samus shoots superheated plasma, you know? Just saying. Also, have you seen some of the weapons Doom guy uses? Like the BFG. Other than those two, I'm not sure I could come up with one, though. Kratos is pretty high tier. I mean, if you're going to create a character who can't be killed, then yeah, sure, Kratos will win. Unless, of course, he's fighting Superman, who would beat the stuffing out of him. Also, I'm sorry, I've just played God of War on hard too many times to really think that he's an unstoppable badass, because I've played God of War on hard. In fact, I've played God of War 1 and 2 on hardest. Anyhow, we're not even bringing 40k into this nonsense. That's just its usual whatever. I'm pretty sure Morgan Freeman can manage it, act. We have our archers actually in defensible positions, please. Well, at the moment, it's a minimum of 3, Mr. Red. We'll see what we think past that. I like how the objective is kill all enemies, more are coming. Just making it clear where we're going with this. I feel like holding up is the wrong decision here, but at the same time, we're going to get attacked from like every angle. So we're going to go ahead and hold up, which is I hate to do that. Can you reach anything? Really? Wave 2. Did you just move into flanking? Just want to be clear about this. Yep. He also dodged, which is cool. I like when enemies dodge. It's, adds flavor to life. Fire at will! At the moment, no, Mr. Red. There's just, there's 5 followers. Although they're multi-factional, which I do think is a cool touch. Like there's a Tauren and a human, and you get it. The worst spell to cast on someone in D&D? Probably Imprison. Or Imprisonment, or whatever they're calling it nowadays. So, back up a bit here. No reason. Okay, this guy sucks. I don't like him. The melee group is kind of having issues, and they're, oh my god, they're still spawning more crap out here. I have never found a Lilligant plushie, no. Afraid there is no Lilligant plushie. Wait, what? Oh, she's dead. Cute. Okay. So, she's dead. We just lost our best DPS. Cool. Leaf. Act. Yeah, I know. I'm very original with my name nomenclature. Really need this thing to die. Leafeon's actually never been named to this very day. I should at some point, I just haven't yet. No, I have not. Trihexia. I have killed a lot of people and then spoken with dead. That's a pretty normal strategy for me. Okay, looks like no more enemies are spawning at least, so that's cool. Yeah, the living might lie. The dead are compelled. Final Fantasy 13, believe it or not. An otherwise terrible game. But, man, that soundtrack's a banger. And there are people who like that game, and that's cool. I am not one of those people. Is FF13 really as bad as it's conveyed to me? One of the scenes, this is kind of a spoiler, but I really don't care, is one of the main characters, the best character in the whole group, has this whole build-up of, like, it's like a 10-minute scene leading up to him realizing just how hopeless and despairing their whole situation is. And so at the end of a big, deep, traumatic experience, we have a boss fight. And then immediately after that, he pulls his gun up, puts it to his temple, and then it fades to black and you hear a gunshot in the background. Naturally, he didn't kill himself. But, that's FF13 in one cutscene. What's funny is that's not the worst cutscene in the game. It's just such a perfect encapsulation of what FF13 really is. That's... oh, jeez. I should mention that I unironically like Zaz, the character in question. It's just, you know, it's about as close as he gets to being a good character is a scene that's completely invalidated, like the next scene. God, he's got really limited range. That's actually the third time you've said that, Pika. Yeah, see, the thing is, most games are linear. Even most RPGs are linear. For years, I hate to reiterate this point. For years, people said, FF13 is linear and therefore it sucks. And that, of course, led to the common counter-argument. Well, most games are linear, so why don't they suck? And that's because the problem isn't the linearity. The problem is what they do with it. Like, FF13 is a unpleasantly linear game. An overtly, shockingly linear game. Like, when I say linear, you're not getting it. Whatever it is going into your head right now is not what it is that game. Yeah, we need to get some damage out here now. Is this a good game? I don't know. I've never played it before, Pika. That's what the point of the review is. Well, one of the points. FF13, so linearity, again, doesn't really have anything to do with anything, but dungeon design is a thing, right? So FF13 doesn't practice dungeon design. I don't mean it has bad dungeon design. I mean it doesn't have dungeon design. Dungeons in FF13 are literally... And then you're at the end, probably about 30 minutes later, because they're really long. And I really, really hope you like the sound of footsteps, because you're going to hear it a lot. Someone somewhere spent way too much time and effort making that footstep sound as bad as possible. Let's do... Screw it, let's just get some damage out. We're in a bad way here. You... Yes, you can. No, Mr. Red. To put it into simplistic terms, I will take FF13 dungeon design over Daggerfall dungeon design 10 times out of 10. +5 stunt chance to all heroes in the party. Or crit, in other words. FF7R1 is a linear game. Most games are linear games, overall. Yeah, exactly, Lit Jamal. Seriously, have you seen dungeons in Daggerfall? Because I have. Let's do Bard and hope we can upgrade that later. This deck is getting worse all the time. Apparently we get 1 main per chapter. Oh, let's go do this with everyone else. I have no idea. Villagers know. See what I mean? My eye is thoroughly uncaught by any of it. You know, Jonah. You might be right. Not an inspiring assortment at all. You know what? Yeah, Mega Man stages are shockingly linear. In a good way. Don't mistake me, I enjoy a good branching path. But, yeah. Good morning, Empress. You look like the world's saddest exile out here. What? Cool. Now we're fighting the Woken. It's a Republican's nightmare! Sorry. Let's see here. Really liking this Ignite spell, let me tell you what. Hi, Empress. I harvest your soul. I enjoyed FS7-1 quite a bit. In fact, what I find funny is how many people were bashing me during the run for about how negative I was being towards it, considering I was substantially more positive about it than most people I know. Shrug, honestly. That's normal, though. As I've said before, one of the most common things I see by far in my comments section is people accusing me of being negative about something that I liked. Hollow Knight is another example of that. Or Baldur's Gate 3, for a recent example of that phenomenon. I like Hollow Knight. Yeah, I beat almost the entire game without cheats. In fact, I put cheatless on that, this one, please. On that particular run, because the only thing we cheated for was to skip some of the late game grind, just so we could show off content we wouldn't do otherwise. I mean, honestly, Melkor Blade, I've gotten things like that for years. So some people have accused me of hating Star Trek, for example. You can guess why. You can. Because you've probably heard me say something negative about Star Trek ever. In fact, this is such an old trope that I myself commented on this during my Voyager videos, which, as a reminder, are not even reviews. And even all the way back then, I had people responding to my comments about their comments. The response of which usually boiled down to, you can't speak critically about something and then claim to like it. No, I'm not making that up. And I'm only putting out the Voyager thing specifically because that's just how far back this goes for me. Literally 10 years ago. There's a lot of cultists here. Just saying. Oh yeah, that's another little thing I've encountered. I've heard some people say that I don't like being disagreed with. Which, if you know anything about me whatsoever, you know how insanely stupid of a sentence that is. Now, the reason why is funnier, though. Yeah, but Mr. Ed. Because the reason why is because, again, this is something I've brought up multiple times in my career. And so anytime I do, invariably someone says, oh, he just doesn't like people disagreeing with him, and that's... Why aren't you... There we go. And that's why he's complaining about people disagreeing with him, which is so many levels of missing the point that I feel like it deserves some kind of medal. Ooh, a spear. put that. Oh, that's nice. I lose some shred, but I gain some range. I think that's worthwhile. Well, actually, let's replace the frying pan. I know. Accuracy. Let's give that to you. Well, I've never reviewed any film, Pika, but I do know what you're talking about, yes. Is this I'm touching? I'm sorry. Let me read that whole lead up. Hang on. Hang on. Let me get the best possible music for something like this. Give me 1 second, please. Days go by. Battle at Gastel Mine becomes another cult-cursed memory. Zagilla palms over the stone she found. Maybe for no other reason than its strangeness, its textures, its contours are becoming familiar. That's how she discovered its secret. What's this I'm touching? I don't... Also, this is the version with the lyrics, which I didn't want, so whatever. Dinner is not started, and maybe the passive language there is an unthought way for me to avoid blame. I didn't start dinner, I ought to say. Something's been preserved in the squiggle. It does, though, Takoida, doesn't it? Tell me I'm wrong. You know what? Hang on. I got the perfect theme song for this. It's an ancient map. Takes 2 people. Yeah, to wash a rock. Bathe it, she said, whatever that means. Yeah, whatever that does mean. Bathe it. Probably, doesn't that just mean wash it? Unfortunately, it looks to require 2 people. You just said... Okay. Am I losing my mind? Takes 2 people by the looks of it. Unfortunately, that it looks to require 2 people. That it looks to require 2 people. English, do you speak it? What is this company? Hang on. Maybe that is actually the issue. Let's look it up. This is by World Walker Games. Okay. Who have only made 1 game, which is this. Hang on. So, World Walker Games. Who are you? Okay. Yeah. No. This makes perfect sense. I take it back. Because this is actually made in Texas. Right? Doesn't that make sense? Doesn't that track so disturbingly well? Yes, really. This is a Texas-based studio. Oh, man. Oh. Oh, yeah, okay, so let's secure the site. I need some music. Let's play Secret of Mana. Oh, yeah, me too, Pika. Me too. Yeah, no, Texas is well known for its German population. Who's that? Oh, right. How's that recovery going? She's still recovering. Yes, this is the only game they've made so far. I know that's kind of the joke act. Ah. Can't imagine why you would think thusly, Evo. Let's save. Okay, let's save in a minute. This might be a terrible idea. Yay! God, a favorite game soundtrack. For the longest time I would have said FF4, but, you know, with experience I think it is actually FF6. Like, there are individual songs in quite a few other game soundtracks that are better than FF6 songs, but FF6 just has a generally really high quality soundtrack. You know? It's just, it is what it is. God, I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Kingdom Hearts songs are bangers, but, you know. And of course, we all know my well-known fondness of Mega Man soundtracks. But probably Pika. If you could think of one, I'm listening. Are you at least healed? You are healed. Oh, thank God. Okay, get up here. Open the door. Alright, now close the door and run away. Let's... Yeah, no, you get it. Like, FF4, I've talked about this before, amongst the standard boss themes in the FF series, or any RPG, honestly, FF4's is one of the best for me, legitimately. It has the exact right tempo and pace to be what a boss song should be, in my opinion. It is frenetic, almost. Now, there are other tones, other atmosphere you can pull out of a boss song, like in FF9's. I love me some FF4 boss. quite kill it. I mean, FF13... I said this earlier. FF13 has a banger soundtrack. I will always give it that credit. The only negative I could say towards FF13 soundtrack is that most of the really good songs are the same motif. Like, they really, really, really use that bass motif a lot. Still good stuff, though. This is original. I haven't made a accordance of the, or excuse me, a composite, excuse me, of the remake. Lufia. I mean, my favorite song of all time is from Lufia 2. The absolute top of the top. Well, I mean, I kind of just answered that, Cum Cum. But when you say main song, I assume you mean like the title song or whatever. Let's hold up here for a minute, see what they do. But yeah, like Shadowbringers really likes its motifs, doesn't it? Not a bad thing, just woo. Yeah, but it didn't really inform me as much as I'd like, act. I thought about doing an actual, like, thing-by-thing analysis, then I realized, I'll just wait till the game comes out. I will be honest, Cities Skylines 2 burned me really hard on being excited for a new Builder game. No, it sucked, Peak. It was the worst soundtrack ever. Although, speaking of really good soundtracks, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, Cities Skylines 2 pisses me off. Honestly, really, legitimately pisses me off. What in the crap? You had one of the best, if not the best, of the city builder management games. And then you made that trash. Hi, Insana. I do hope things are going better for you. I know exactly what you mean, because holy crap. My life has been a thing lately, so I'm with you on that. I hope you're staying warm, too. Yes, Yoshi's Crafted World has the best music ever. Oh god, kill me. Can we clear this corruption? Nope. Can you... But for real, Mario Wonder has a great soundtrack. Can anybody in chat... Some of you probably know this, but for those of you who don't know, can you guess what pisses me off most about Cities Skylines? It's Wild Arms. The performance doesn't even bother me, honestly. I know that sounds pathetic, but it's true. That's not even in the list of things that piss me off about Cities Skylines 2. I mean, it kind of is. Feature strip? Yeah, that is a suckitude, although they did add several new features, too. The lie. That's the part that pisses me off. That... I am not a big fan of that. Hang on. Where is it? I don't know what it's called, and I've got a lot of these. Oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. I found it. This is just for you, Von Falkenstein. Okay. This is the only remix I've done from this game. It's an old one. It is. My niece and I have been playing it, people. Oh, I see one. Thank you, Von Falkenstein. Ah, the corruption does go away. Excellent. I was willing to just hold up. I don't like pretty much any of the vocal songs in Kingdom Hearts, personally. No. Not because they have lyrics, just because it's not my style. Not exactly something new. Why is that? Get up into cover. And wait. Honestly, she's in a good spot, so let's just move forward one step to get to defense bonus. And defense bonus, and then we'll wait. So, okay, for those of you not familiar with the situation, the biggest problem with City Skylines 2 is that it's literally a lie. City Skylines 2 is supposed to be a simulator game. What I mean by that is if you put a house here, and you put a job here, and you put a store here, the game will generate a person who will drive or walk or whatever over to their work, to go work, and then over to the store, and then back here. This is why things like traffic are so important to a game like this, because it's a little bit more on the simulator side than it is on the city builder side. Like SimCities doesn't usually do that. And yeah, there's all sorts of throughput and logistics design, which is kind of the point of the game. The old Caesar games, for those of you who played those, or Pharaoh, do that. But yeah, the thing is, that's how City Skylines 1 worked. In City Skylines 2, there's no simulation. There's a guy who walks over and walks over and walks over, but it's a phantom. It's an illusion. It's just there for cosmetics. So you can make a pretty city, and you can see people walking around in it, but it's not a simulator anymore. It's just a... I don't know what to call it, honestly. And the problem is that's such an underlying fundamental problem. I don't know if that can be patched into acceptability. And that sucks. It also automates a lot of things under the hood, which I would rather it not, especially from a game that is a simulator. At the very least, it should be an option. So, to use a random example of this, I think it's power. If you get set up in your city and you're like, okay, you sit down a power plant, you start building your city, and you start noticing that you're making tons and tons of money, and that's great, until you get to the point where like you suddenly your income just starts dipping more and more and more and more. And the reason why is because it's automating several systems under the hood with how you connect to external grids, everything that's not in your actual city. So you've been selling power this entire time off the grid. Nothing tells you that. Well, that's not quite true. You have to go digging for the information that nothing informs you of that. Nothing actually is like, hey, this is what's happening. It just happens automatically in the background. And there's a lot of things like that, which make playing the game... It's a really, really easy thing to kind of build yourself into a corner because you don't know what your city's doing. And finding that information is not easy or smooth. And there's a very bad at a glance when it comes to that. And yeah, it basically, they stripped off the simulator of the simulator game. Not happy. No, exactly, Insana. Making informed choices is so much of what those games are about. And yeah, actually getting proper feedback. So, for those of you not familiar with it, feedback when it comes to game design is you do something and then the game informs you of the results of what you did. I know that sounds simple, but it's weirdly uncommon to have good feedback in game design. Because when you're developing the game, you have to actually do that individually, manually, and separately. Like, you have to actually have a separate script which pulls the results of the action the player has done and then punches them out in a way that the player can see them. So you have to have... It takes extra time and work to program feedback. But it's so necessary. It is so necessary to good game design. In pretty much any genre, too. Sorry. Rant off. I apologize. Yeah, exactly, Act. I mean, even something as basic as sound effects. We talked about this in Mega Man X7. If you remember, in Mega Man X7, when you pick up a power-up, like a permanent health up, nothing says anything. No, there's no sound that plays. It's just, you've picked it up. That's it. That's bad feedback in a nutshell right there. Can we push through this? We can. Yay! And yeah, that's true. Bad feedback is just as bad as no feedback. She is really low on health. Can you not die, please? I'd appreciate that. No, I remember Von Falkenstein. What's funny is I played that game. I played SimCity 5, and I'm probably more positive about it than most people. But, having said that, no, City Skylines was just a sea change of improvement over SimCity 5. Bullcrap! Okay, that's bad. This is bad. Okay, anyways, I'm sorry. Rant off, but if you're interested in City Skylines or City Skylines 2, play the first one. It's not a perfect game. I'm not going to oversell it, but it's a good game. That's more than I could say for some other games. Like its sequel. Yeah, so, sorry. This is one of the reasons why I look at Frostpunk and it's like, well, it'd be nice if that's great. Because I loved the hell out of Frostpunk 1. You know what I liked most about SimCity 5 on Falkenstein? Legitimately, you're gonna make fun of this. The co-op. I liked playing cities with my friends. That was fun. It was really cool. Like, there were so many neat things we could do to specialize our cities and then, like, benefit each other. Or screw with each other if we felt like having fun. Like, this is not actually a joke. My friend Pax kept exporting his crime to me. But still, that was awesome. Yes. Plus. Let's do... Tried what was for? I'm sorry. Do I have a favorite media critic? No. Yeah, SimCity 5 is, to my knowledge, the only city builder with co-op. I'm probably wrong. There's probably another one out there. The only one I have played co-op, though. Not yet, Melkor Blade. I'm kind of saving myself for when we get there for the Steam World block. Let's do this. Yeah, sure thing. Let's call it Empire of Sin Act. And then let's make it actually good. Because I've heard bad things about it. We'll review it someday. If nothing else, we owe it to Platty. But I have heard bad things. That is a hell of a shift. Yeah, straight upgrade. Let's do it. Oh, I hope that's an exaggeration, Colgrim. I really do, because that sounds terrible. You know, I'm not sure, Savicum. Listen, all I'm saying is that Robert Ebert is in my closet right now. It's got max support. Wow. So let's see what happens when we run out of time, shall we? Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, dead. Chapter 2 complete. And on that bombshell, I'm going to chop off really early today. I do apologize. I'll try to do a longer second shift to make up for it. But I got to deal with some stuff today. I apologize. So, since this is a convenient pause point, I'll be back after lunch.